Shalom, family. So I am sitting at my special place. This week, I started something new by taking my husband to work, and that means Candace is getting up before 6 a.m. every morning, and that's not something I'm accustomed to. But this morning I decided, after dropping my husband off at work, that I'd come out here and talk to Abba, do some heart work, and look at this beautiful sunrise view. Before I turned the camera on, I actually was seeing like rays of different colors. It was so beautiful, but I wanted to share this with y'all, and I had some thoughts I've been thinking about since I woke up this morning, and I thought we would have a little chat. I'm not sure who just got on here, but good morning, everyone. Boker Tov, as they'd say in Hebrew. And so the title of this video is called "We Do Not Battle Against Flesh and Blood." So what do we battle with? We battle against the principalities of darkness, the demons, the rulers of this world. And people want to call them demons, they want to call them, the fallen angels. But I'm going to use a different term this morning. Let's call them zombies. Zombie-looking people. So what compelled me to do this video this morning is, for those that are following the channel and whatnot, you'll know that I have been talking about cleaning out our spiritual houses, our bait. And I don't know if everybody is following this, is recognizing the season that we're in, and that we need to daily, weekly, be actively working on cleaning out our spiritual houses. If y'all don't know what that means, come to me. I can help. So if we're not cleaning out our spiritual houses, we're zombies walking around. Literally. You see these, these demonic looking movies and whatnot, where, people like are dead walking around, hence zombies. That is a real thing that we are encountering here and now in this present age. If we are walking around covered up with demonic strongholds, they wear on us like a cloak that bog down our houses. And that is a dangerous place to be. It is. And so if we're not aware of the dark parts of ourselves, y'all, then we're walking around like zombies. And we're just here. But we're not really alive. We're not alive in Creator. We're just here. Yeah, our organs are, working, and we're treading upon the earth, but we're not really alive in Creator, in Yahweh, in our Adon, Shiloh, Yahushua HaMashiach. So that means that if we are not actively working on ourselves, if we don't recognize these dark parts, if we're not recognizing how our emotions and feelings are influenced by the entities that are residing within our subconscious minds, we are a part of the problem and not the solution. So let me say that again. If we are not actively working on these dark parts of ourselves, then we are part of the problem. We are part of these zombies walking around everywhere that are not bowing their hearts, that are not seeking Creator and praying and saying, Abba, I know I'm a sinner. I know I have fallen short. I know that these dark entities are residing inside of me, and I want to be cleaned out. I want to be cleansed. Please wash me with the blood of your word. Please take what is evil and get rid of it. This is the type of stuff we need to be praying, y'all. This isn't a joke. I recently got on Facebook again over the last month, I guess. And so I started putting posts up, and yesterday, I was talking to Abba about this. I'm like, I spent a lot of time yesterday. I didn't work or go anywhere, and I put up some pretty long, lengthy posts. And I realized how much time I spent on them, and not that the posts weren't good, but I recognized that when I spend a lot of effort on something, and when you literally have pins drop because people don't even really see what is happening. And I'm talking about, people, whether it's on social media, in your life, you talk to them about, hey, we're in a season of healing. We need to clean out these houses. We're battling against principalities of darkness. Like, when you start talking to people about this stuff, and I'm not just talking about your average person, I'm talking about people that say they're believers, that say, oh, I'm keeping Torah. But these people, regardless whether they're keeping Torah or they're Christians or whatever they claim to believe, when they are not recognizing what is happening, they don't know a spiritual battle is taking place within themselves. This is very dangerous. Very dangerous, and we need to recognize it doesn't matter who it is, family members, people at the congregations, leaders, people out there in the world. If people are not being shown by Creator, or not hearing the voice of Creator because they don't even know how to hear the voice of Creator within themselves, within their own resh mind, then that shows where people spiritually are at. And we have got to take our relationship with the Most High very seriously, to the point where, if there's discord that is happening in the congregations and the leaders, all this stuff, this has already been prophesied in the written word. There's already discord, but the discord is not a fleshly thing. I started thinking about that word discord. Discord. What's a cord? It's something that you hold on to, that you're yoked to. If there is discord, that means that the cord has been disconnected from Creator and has caused a yoking to occur with the enemy. That is exactly what discord is. So let me repeat that. Discord. If you have discord in your houses, in your congregations, and the people that are leading do not know that there is even a spiritual battle taking place, and they don't even recognize the evil and the influence of their emotions and decisions, they don't even recognize that there is evil that resides within them, that shows you where people are at. It talks about wolves in sheep's clothing. Well, How about these wolves are the demons? These wolves are the demons. And the wolves are inside of the sheep, and they don't know that they're being influenced by the wolves that are within them. I was thinking about that the last couple days. Because, I mean, can any of y'all relate? Wolves in sheep's clothing, I mean, that is literally what is happening. We don't battle against flesh and blood. So if people don't recognize that, if you're saying things like, oh, well, demons can't affect believers, that is an extremely naive and deceptive thing to say. Very. That shows that the demons that are residing within that person who's saying that do not want them to be found out. If we don't know what evil resides within the temple of our minds, then guess who's running our houses? Who's running the temple of Elohim, which resides within each and every one of us? It means that we've got to clean out that house. We got to get rid of those entities. We don't need to be freaking out. Like, I know when Abba first started revealing this stuff to me, I had a freak out mode. I have a video. I know it's still on this channel. I don't remember which one it was. It was a while back. But I'm crying because I realized Abba had revealed that there was demons in my house. Demons in the temple of Elohim, and I had to get them the hell out of there. But at the time, I was like, well, how do I do this? Right, y'all? How do I do this? How do I get these out? Well, over the period of time, I'm being shown. Because I don't want to have enemies in the camp. The enemies in the camp. And that is where if we have issues with people, like, what if I told you that people that are leaders of different congregations and churches, it's not the people that are running these congregations. The people themselves were made in the likeness and image of our Maker, of the Great Spirit, Yahweh, Hayah, Great Tatanka, Elohim. They're not the ones that are leading these congregations. It's the demons that are residing with the hearts and minds of the people. The people are not wicked and evil. We were all made in the likeness and image of Creator. But the demonic strongholds have an influence over the mind, over the beliefs of the people. So how great is that darkness that resides within each and every one of us? If we deny that there's any darkness, that I'm a Torah keeper. I'm hearing this. This is super deceptive. I'm a Torah keeper. Oh, no evil, there's no evil inside of me. Nobody that's a believer can have wicked and evilness, reside inside of them. That is super, super dangerous. That shows you the influence of the demonic activity within that person or individuals that are saying that. What if you have someone who says, well, I just saw a demon shapeshift in the eyes of this leader. What if you encounter something like that where you're able to see demonic activity? There's many of us that are able to see this. We're able to see the principalities of darkness and the principalities of light. There's both good and bad malachim. Angels and demons, as we commonly hear them in our culture. So if we as leaders, even, I don't look at myself as that, because, I know that, this is Abba's Odiot channel. But the stuff that I put on here, the stuff that I discuss, I don't look at it as I'm the leader of this channel. Because I look at Creator is leading. And no matter how many people see, these videos, I don't care. I'm here to help. Hello, shalom. I'm here to help testify, witness what's happening in my own individual life and the lives of others, where we are at, what we should be doing, helping the brethren out. I'm a messenger, but I am helping in leading the people in the way that they should go. But I'm not a leader of a congregation or, whatever. I don't have a huge, large following, and I'm glad for that, because that's just not my thing. That's not my thing. But I am helping to spread the good news of Creator, and that there is hope, there is salvation, there is redemption in this season that we're in. And that is what I'm wanting to let the people know, that when we're battling these principalities of darkness, we know in the end we win, because we have the Father and the Son, or Abba and Yahusha, by our side. And they go before us and they fight our battles. So, what battles are y'all facing? What are y'all going through? Because the battle is real. We can, I'm sitting here in the backwoods area of West Georgia, and I'm looking around and I'm seeing beauty, right? But make no mistake, what we see with our physical eyes, our ayin, is not what's happening in the spiritual realm. There is goodness here, but we have to separate ourselves from the darkness as well. And if people don't know that there's a battle taking place within their mind, then they're just being tossed and fro, or they're just being tossed about to and fro, is what I was attempting to say. That means that we're in the boat, kind of like, Yeshua and the disciples being tossed by the storms that are rocking our boats. We've got to calm the storm, recognize where the storm is coming from. It's a model of Mem, if you will. Mem can, be calm and peaceful, or it can be a raging storm. We've got to calm the storms, the Mem frequency. We've got to calm them. And how do we do that? By asking Creator to wash us and cleanse us of what is causing the discord within ourselves. We need to take that cord of discord and cut it like an umbilical cord, because that's exactly what is happening. We are yoked to these various different entities, and we need to cut that cord and unyoke ourselves from the source of the enemy. So I know I've talked to y'all on this channel a lot about the Feelings book. We use this daily, literally daily. This is a season of healing and restoration. And if you don't know what you're battling, then you don't know how to clean out your spiritual houses, your bait. So I have a reference guide that I go through. like I said, continually. And just to give y'all an example of what things we are battling, all we have to do is look at our body's condition. Because when it says that the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, well, that word is debar, the door of the house of one's mind, their thoughts. That's where order and disorder reside. So what is in our house shows whether there's order or disorder, hence discord. And so what we are yoked to is what resides in our houses. If that's causing us to do, bad things, to allow bad things to happen, you'll know by the fruit that is being produced from your own house. This goes back to us being known by our fruit. You will know them by their fruit. Are figs gathered from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? So by their fruit you shall know them. And our fruit is what hangs upon us. We can produce rotten fruit through our rotten behavior, our rotten words, or we can produce good fruit that continues to yield season after season. We can yield some 30, some 60, some 100. So what are we battling with, y'all? Well, I'm witnessing myself. I'm throwing my own self out there because I desire for everyone to heal. I don't care who you are. I don't care if, you understand the Bible or you understand the Hebraic aspect of the Bible. I don't care if you've never read a Bible before. I don't care where you've come from and what your story is. What I care about is who you want to be. And everyone that was made in the likeness and image of Creator has potential. I don't care if you call yourself a Christian or an atheist. What I care about is that you want to draw closer to our Maker and Messiah. That's what I care about. So, what are we battling with, y'all? If we are tired of the lives that we are living, and we want healing and restoration, and we want that salvation of being healed out of the dark parts of ourselves, well, come on here. Let me show you. Let me show you what this looks like. Who has issues with their bowels? This is something that I was going to write down in my book this morning. Who has bowel issues? Who has issues with various type of different things? I'll show you the feelings. I'll show you the feelings that are associated to our bowels and if we have any type of bowel issues. Fear is the first root. Fear of displeasing a loved one. The second is fear of releasing the old that is no longer useful. The third is fearful of not having ample means. The fourth, unable to control outer situation, tries to control a substitute. The next one, unwillingness to relinquish control. And the last one in this section is inability to eliminate possessive attitudes. These are spirits, guys. These are emotional spirits that are influencing how our body is functioning. Candace, I'm throwing myself out there. I got this going on, y'all. I got this going on. So what demons are here? We had the fear. We had the spirit of fear. That's a strong man. We have control. We have control in this. Fear and control. Did you guys know that everything that we're battling with actually roots back to the main spirit? Because there's like a hierarchy. There's a hierarchy. So what you fear shall come upon you, literally. So fear is like the deepest root. Everything goes back to fear. So if we have fear of anything, that means that we're yurang or yurang the enemy more than we are yurang Yahweh, the Great Spirit. It's okay for us to admit that we're struggling in these areas. Because make no mistake, y'all, for myself, I love our Maker. And I love our Messiah. And I want to worship them and serve them every day of my life. I want my life to matter. But that doesn't mean I don't have darkness. I'm working on that darkness. I'm working on putting my complete trust, because the opposite of fear is love. Love and trust fits right in there. I love the Creator, but that doesn't mean that I'm not battling things. That love that I have for Creator can't grow stronger and stronger, because I desire for it. But this is where I'm currently at. But I'll tell you right now, here in a month, here in 2 months, here in a year, I'm not going to be the same person. You know why? Because I'm choosing to continue to walk forward, not live in the old self, the old chapter of my life. Because where I'm at now is not where I'm going. And that's the case with all y'all. Who we are today is not who we're going to be in the future. Unless we choose. Unless we make the decision that we're just going to stay here and wallow in our own mess of problems. That's our choice. We have the choice. We have the choice to sit here and say, oh, I know I'm a sinner. Oh, there's nothing I can do. I'm just going to be this way forever. Words are powerful. Life and death are in the power of our tongue. And those loving, it shall eat its fruit. So if we want to stay where we're at, then that will be the case. But if we want to draw closer to Creator and move forward and leave that old man, that old woman behind us, then we'll do that too. Choice is up to us. Free will. That's what we were all given. So let's go. Let's go to another one. I'll tell you some other stuff I'm battling. So, y'all know, if you watched the last live stream I did a few days ago, I guess, that I've overcame so far the spirit of obsessiveness. That was one that I was released of a couple months ago. And now I'm working on various other ones, because I know what I'm battling because of what the physical condition of my physical body is. Because what we are battling with is a spiritual battle that manifests into this physical realm through signs. The signs of the condition of our bodies. It doesn't matter what we have going on with us. Everything can be healed. Cancer, diabetes, strokes, any of these major crippling diseases, we are all healed by the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach. Every last one of us. That was given to us 2,000 years ago through the sacrifice of our Adon and the blood that he sacrificed for us here and now in this generation. We have already received that, but we have got to do our part to cry out to Creator, The message that our Messiah gave was repent. We need to repent now. This is the season of repentance, asking Creator to heal us of all of our iniquities so we can rise up and be strong, be a strong army to fight against these principalities of darkness. They're all around us. So what are we battling? Okay, so that was one of the spirits that I was released of personally. Okay, and I'm a believer. And if you tell me that, oh, well, if you've got these things going on, then you're not a real believer, I'm going to tell you to pack sand. I'm just being honest, y'all. I'm going to tell you to pack sand because I know I'm a real believer. And I know that there's even examples in our scriptures that show that even the disciples that were right alongside Yeshua were battling these things too. Anybody remember when Yeshua was standing before so-and-so and said, "Get behind me, Satan"? Satan, Shaitan, an adversary. That is a prime example that Yeshua knew the disciples that were right alongside him were battling the same things that we are here and now today. Because when he said that, he knew the influence of the wicked one that resided within the man standing before him. And we see plenty of examples, other examples. So we're all battling these things. So you can't tell me that a true believer doesn't battle against these things, because I can see right even from the scriptures that that is not the case. So the next thing I wanted to share with y'all is warts. Okay, that's another thing I got going on. I have 5 different warts upon my right hand, my right cough. They've been there for a long time. Some of them just in the last couple of years, some of them for years, many years. And the feelings associated to them are refusing to see the beauty in life. That's one of them. Feelings of hate taking form. And the third is built up feelings of inadequacy and or unworthiness. I'm currently working on this. The biggest one that stood out to me in this section, though, is feelings of hate taking form. Hate towards myself, hate towards others. I've literally had that happen, and Abba's teaching me how to have compassion, because that spirit of hate is deeply rooted inside of me. But I'm working to pluck that root out of the garden of my mind. And that has caused a lot of discord, if you will, in my life, with people in my life, because that influence of that entity had caused me throughout the years to hate people because they weren't where I was. And I'm just being honest with y'all. That's not who I am right now. I still, need to be released of this, but I'm learning how to have compassion on people, because I didn't know the battle that was taking place until, the last year. I didn't know there was a spiritual battle taking place. I didn't. And so I would have hate in my heart towards people that, oh, you don't believe, you don't believe in the set apart names? You don't look like me? Oh, well, if you aren't doing what I'm doing. These are the type of thoughts that Candace would have in her mind. Where do you think those thoughts are coming from? I would think horrible thoughts about people because they weren't following the same path as me in life. How dare I judge them? I am not their judge. I have no right to compare my life with others. I have to work out my own salvation through fear and trembling. Why would I want others to follow the same path as me? Is that not in essence walking like a zombie? Just following somebody else's lead and having no individuality whatsoever? We weren't created to be bricks. We're rocks, y'all. We're rocks. We have got to all recognize these dark parts of ourselves and work together, building the rocks of faith one upon another, and building a house that is founded upon the foundation of the good soil that can yield good fruit. This goes back to Matthew chapter 6, I think it is. Maybe it's Matthew 5, where it's talking about the parable of the sower. And some indeed, fell by the wayside. And others, were upon rocky soil and didn't have much depth. And others were put upon fertile ground and were able to produce good fruit. I know there's a battle taking place inside of me, but I can't convince anybody else that there's a battle taking form inside of them. Many people don't even know a battle's taking place. Many don't know. That's where we need to pray for others, y'all. We need to pray for people to return back to their first love, Yahweh. Return back to the fold. So that way the people don't perish. Because for those that have been following this channel and following other channels that are talking about what's happening in the world and where we're at, the signs, well, here's the signs right here and now in our own lives. Signs that we got to get rid of these dark parts so we can be prepared for the coming of Mashiach. Because I'm telling you, there is going to be some major trials ahead of us, y'all. And so we have got to put on our armor. But how thick is that armor going to be if we're weighted down by these demonic entities that are wearing upon us like a cloak? We're not going to have very strong armor. Speaking of that, I recently heard a message from a couple different sources, actually. So that's when you know that Abba's speaking to you. So people are familiar with Psalm 91. I like to actually call that psalm the emergency 911 psalm, because obviously it starts out with 911. Well, there was a Bible study that I'm a part of. It's a call that I do with my spiritual mom and a group of ladies each Monday in the evening. And this call has to do with helping clean out our houses, helping us understand the battle that's taking place. That's everything that I've been talking about lately on this channel. If we don't know the battle that's taking place and how that ties into our lives, we're really lost. And so that Bible study, she ties in science and brings scripture into the mix. It's really incredible. I don't know if there's anybody out there that's doing Bible studies like this, because I'll tell you what, this is by far the coolest Bible study I've ever been a part of, ever. And so anyways, she helps explain like the different things and what we're battling with, and where it talks about it in scripture, all these things, like Romans 12:2, taking your thoughts captive, not being conformed to this world. Well, we conform our thoughts, our thinking, based off of what we have inside of us. And that's what molds our reality. But during this last Bible study, she brought up a couple different true life testimonies regarding Psalm 91. And in both the occurrences, it was amazing, y'all. In both occurrences, it talked about how these people, I'll share one of them with y'all. This couple, a husband and a wife, they had memorized Psalm 91, all 16 verses in that psalm. They had memorized it, and the couple would read this psalm every morning and every evening without fail. They did it to the point they had it memorized, and they did it every single day for I don't know how many years, long time. And then a situation arose where, I don't remember all the details, but these people had threatened them. Maybe they wanted their land and was trying to run them off their land, and you know, a situation perhaps like that. But they were harassed. And so this man and woman were in their house one day, and these people that had threatened them multiple times, I guess up to this point, decided they had enough. And these, we'll just call them gangsters, okay? These wicked, evil people that were influenced by demons, right? Came to the house and decided to light it up. Literally took their guns and just destroyed these people's home, and they're inside of the house. The bullets that were shot inside of the house were shot everywhere except where the husband and the wife were crouching. The bullets never penetrated the wall, ever. It went around them, never touching them. This is a real, true occurrence. There was another story where these men were in war. It was, I think it might have been World War I or World War II. These men in Germany, I think it was Germany, or they were fighting a battle in Germany. Anyways, I don't remember all the details, but the regiment quoted Psalm 91 continually, and they were the only regiment that survived all these different wars that were happening, that they would go into and fight the battles. The regiment, at one point I remember reading it, and it said that the men were screaming at the top of their lungs Psalm 91 as the bombs, the artillery shells were going off, and none of the men that were in that regiment got hit. Because there's power in the word, y'all. There's power in our words. This I cannot stress enough. I have a deep conviction inside of myself that we have got to say this psalm every day. Every single day, morning, night, we all have to say this, because that is our shield of protection. Got to clean out our houses, and we've got to use the word like our life depends on it, because it does. The living word of Creator resides inside of each and every one of us. So if we don't even have a Bible to read from, that's fine. Because our trust is not in the book, but rather in the one who created all things. We have got to stand firm on Yahweh through the living word, Yahushua HaMashiach. We've got to stand firm. But the words that have been written in our Bibles today, they do have power. Power to destroy and power to heal. We've got to use them in the right way. So, y'all start memorizing Psalm 91 in your heart every day. That's what Candace is going to do. And my husband, he's on board. We did it last night. Now, we didn't do it this morning. We're still working in being consistent, but we need to be praying that every single day and believing in it, because you can quote scripture all day long, but that don't mean that it's in your heart, So anyways, that's my topic for today. Clean out your houses. We're not battling against flesh and blood. So if you don't recognize, if you're the leader of your household, a leader of a congregation, if you don't recognize the battle that's taking place within you and within the people in your house, within the people of your congregation, and you're not aware of this principalities that are within the people, that's a problem, because Abba is showing those that are his children, when they have eyes to see and ears to hear, Abba is showing the people that are his children. So that, I guess that's a good stopping point for this live stream. We need to recognize what's happening. I don't care how big of a following you have on a YouTube channel or through any type of ministry that you're a part of. It doesn't matter how many members there are. What matters is how many people recognize that there's a battle taking place, a spiritual one. And so, I don't know about y'all, but I was just saying this recently. If we have these battles taking place in our lives, and we are ruling over people or congregations, and we're not preparing them. This is that verse that talks about, the leaders are leading the people astray. My own shepherds. It says that even the elite will be deceived. Let us not be deceived. Let us not fall into that category, y'all. Right? Let us not be deceived. We need to recognize what we got going on in our lives. We need to own up to it. And we need to thank Creator for where we're at. Praise Abba Yahweh for our Messiah, who gave up his life for us here and now, 2,000 years later, so that we can have redemption from sickness and disease. For those that want to follow me on Facebook to see what posts I'm putting up on there, I'm using my, not my name exactly, I'm using a different name. Candace is how you would pronounce my name in English, but it is an Ethiopian form of, how am I saying this? Okay, so Candace in the Ethiopian language is pronounced Kendake. And so for those that are on Facebook and do want to check out what's going on there and what I'm posting on there, feel free to find me on there. It's Kendake, Kandake. And I'm using my last name as my tribal name. And for those that are not aware or haven't been on here, I'm Candace or Kendake from the tribe of Zebulun. So look me up on on Facebook if you want to. And I hope you all have a blessed day. I'm glad I got to jump on here this morning and talk with y'all and recognize that any of these battles that are taking places in our lives with people around us, if people aren't actively working on themselves, we know that we're battling against those demons that reside within everybody else. But we're working on ourselves. We need to recognize the feelings that are influencing us, and those feelings have roots to the enemy. Not all feelings are bad, y'all. But if we've got physical ailments and we got problems with our bodies, they all have a spiritual root. So clean out your houses, y'all. We got to get ready for Yeshua. Remember that song? I'll end with that song. Clean out the house. We got to get ready for Yeshua. Clean out the house. We got to get ready for Yeshua. Clean out the house. Gotta get ready for Yeshua. We gotta clean out the house. Do, 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 do. And again, clean out the house. We gotta get ready for Yeshua. Clean out the house. We gotta get ready for Yeshua. Clean out the house. We gotta get ready for Yeshua. We gotta clean out the house. Do, 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 do. Clean out your houses, y'all. Our Messiah is coming soon. Make no mistake about it. And what does our Messiah want? He wants a bride prepared. That's what we're doing right now. We're preparing our houses. We're getting the tables set up. We're getting the drapery out. We're getting the menorah stand. We got our oil lamps filled and our wicks trimmed. And the food is being prepared. And our bridegroom is coming. All right, love y'all. Shalom Havarim. Bye.